Fender have just released a new version of Studio Pro. It's version 8.1 and has a couple of features that I'm very interested in. So first of all, we'll jump into Moises in the browser. You can see the tool that I've been using for the last couple of years to create my preset videos. I separate the stems and then I record a new guitar part using my Tone Master Pro presets. Then we'll jump into Studio Pro 8.1 and you can see how this new plugin integrates with the DAW so you're not jumping between apps. If you've never been to Moises before, this is the homepage and it'll tell you about all the different features of the app, and you can also get it for mobile as well. Now once you're logged in, this is the view that you'll get. And you can see here it says that I'm using the free account. So you can see that on the left you have track separation, AI Studio, mastering, and voice studio. That lets you replace vocals with 50+ studio AI models. And there's also a lyric writer as well. The track separation is the feature that I use. You can see here there's a couple of tracks that I've already separated. So let's go into this first track here, which is The Way That You Treated Me by Robin Ford. And you can see here it's been separated out into vocals, drums, bass, other, and smart metronome. Now smart metronome just auto detects the BPM and then it adds a new click track which you can mute if you don't want to hear it. Okay, now I'm going to unmute the vocals, drums, bass, and other and press play. Now because this is the free version, I can't specify guitar as one of the instruments, so you'll hear guitar and keyboard on the same track. Now if I turn everything else on and turn other off, you'll just hear the track without the guitar. But it does mean, unfortunately, you don't hear the keyboards as well, because it's part of this basic separation that comes with the free version. If you want everything separated correctly, you need to upgrade to the premium account or the Pro, which is much more expensive, but the premium account will let you separate all the different instruments, which is much more useful. Okay, so now let's jump into Fender Studio Pro 8.1. So the first thing I want to do is cut this a little bit shorter, because if I try and separate stems of the entire track, it's going to take quite a long time. So I want to show you this in real time. So first of all, let's hear how the track sounds. So this is When My Train Pulls In by Gary Clark Jr. and we're going to separate the stems now. With the track selected, I can click on Current Selection and you can see now I can choose vocals, bass, guitars, keys for the Hammond organ and a bit of piano, and drums. Now I click on Separate Stems. That will upload the song to Moises via an API, and then it will download the separate parts. It automatically creates the tracks in Studio Pro and it will then put the correct part on each track. I'm showing this in real time just so you can see how quickly it does it. It looks like it's going slow, but then it suddenly jumps to 50%, and then the next thing you know, you can see it's done. So I'll mute the main track, then I'll play back with all the separated tracks, and I'll turn them on and off so you can see how it sounds.
Every day, nothing seems to change. Everywhere I go, I keep seeing the same old thing, and I can't take it no more.
Now you can hear when I solo some parts, they don't sound absolutely perfect. It's doing the best that it can, but it does spill over some sounds with other tracks, so inevitably it sounds a little bit weaker when you solo them. But you can hear that it's great if you're learning a part, you can just solo that part and see if it's exactly how you think it is. And then in my case, if I want to replace the guitars with my own so I can show off the preset that I've built, then I can just mute those guitar parts, record my new guitar parts, and then it will sit back in the mix with everything else and be part of the band. Now, aside from the Moises sidebar plugin, you can also access it from the right-click menu. If you go to Audio and then you go down to the bottom right, you see that it says Convert Voice with Moises, Generate Stems with Moises, Separate Stems with Moises. And by the way, you do still have Fender's own Separate Stems function if you don't want to use Moises. It's just that with the Moises plugin, you have a lot more functionality built in with the Premium or the Pro version. Now, one more thing I want to show you. If you go to Audio, there's a feature called Detect Tempo. If we click on this with the track selected, it will figure out what the actual tempo of the track is. Now, if I open this information window, I'm expecting to see the file tempo set to a new tempo. It is in fact set to map, and I need to figure out what that actually means. So I'll change the track tempo back from time stretch to don't follow. And because I don't know what this means, I'm going to test out another new feature in Studio Pro 8.1, which is the AI Studio Assistant. I'm going to ask it, what does this map value mean? Okay, here we go. In Studio Pro, map means you've generated a tempo map, a set of tempo changes over time, not a single fixed BPM value. If your goal is to make the whole session follow that tempo variation, use the Event Context menu command Extract a Tempo Track. That's the one that applies the variation to the session tempo map. Now bear in mind that AI Studio Assistant is in beta and it got something a little bit wrong here. The command we're looking for is actually in the audio menu, not the event menu. You can see here, extract a tempo track. And now you can see this new tempo track that's been generated, and you can see it changes between 82.2 and 84.5 BPM throughout the track. And it will just make these sort of micro adjustments as it speeds up and slows down. And then at the end, you can see here, goes back to what the original tempo was, which was 120 BPM that I had set. You'll see the overall tempo changing down here in the right-hand corner, and I'll turn on the metronome so you can also hear the click over the top. So that's a real-time use case of the AI Studio Assistant. You can see how I got lost. I didn't know what this map value meant. Ask the assistant, it tells me what to do. And with a slight variation, I figured out where to find that command and generate that new tempo track. And there you have it. That's how you use the new Moises plugin integration with Fender Studio Pro 8.1. Okay, so there you have it. That is the new update to Fender Studio Pro version 8.1. It does have some other features I haven't spoken about, but I just wanted to do a quick video to show you how useful it is to use stem separation if you are creating backing tracks or you want to test your presets sitting in the mix where the original guitars would go. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure you head over to my website, johnsguitargarage.store, if you're looking for any presets, and sign up for my newsletter, which you should find in the description below.